Then number 4. Yes? Okay. Another double standard for women is you have to get married before you're 30.
Yeah, it's not a double standard for women in general, but it's for men too. That one, I can say that's an interchangeable one for men too.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
But I
because
think men have like still 5 years more, like by 35.
even then, it's like it's still putting a rush on what you should do. It shouldn't
Like
be
start
like,
a family.
yeah, like you don't have to start a family if you don't want to, not at this
But then
time.
why we both get pushed into that?
It's because it's the old way of thinking. But they do push it more on women, but they push it on men too. Like, oh, why don't you have a wife? Why don't you have kids? That's a double standard that can be interchangeable. That can be interchangeable.
Yeah, fair enough. But I will disagree on having children because your clock is ticking. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
Oh
That
yeah,
is the most ridiculous thing ever.
that one's on y'all.
And I was like, but okay, you being pushed, okay, you have a family, you have kids, right? But women, uh, let's say, give up a little bit more in a marriage. Let's say it's like another double standard is that you have to take last name of your husband. It's still like, why don't you? Not
I
like
don't know.
very critical, but like, why don't you?
Yeah, I don't think that's like a double standard per
But
se.
men just don't do it.
What, they don't take women's last name?
Not that often. And they not pressure into it. Well, if you taking her name, last name, like, are you pussy or something?
No, I think it's just the way you look at it. Like some people from like different cultures. American culture, the woman's supposed to take the last name. And I think
Yeah.
like in Spain culture, they keep both of their names and don't, like, I don't know, they add another one or something like that.
Yeah, but like even like the idea of pressure is like, why do you even care? It's my business.
Yeah, if I was to get married and I would take my girlfriend's name or whatever, or my wife at the time name, that would be cool. Like I would do it. Like that shit, I got two last names, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. I wouldn't mind it.
But let's even look into that the bureaucracy way. If I would say not gonna take my husband's like last name, yet our kid will have his last name, so I'm like not a part of the family.
That's how you hyphenate it. You have both of them.
Well, yeah, but still, the baby will not have double unless we decide so. Because usually it like gets like I
Yeah, I
have my
mean,
dad's last name, like obviously not my mom's. So I mean that's just interesting. Like
yeah,
not even like in
that
terms of like double standards, but double standards that go into bureaucracy, like that actually makes your heart like living harder than it should be because of this little name change. And then women has to go through all the documents to change it because it's not like they're just like, okay, change, good. You have to go to places and it's take time and it's just annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, marriage certificate should be enough, like here. Why would I change my name? I like my name. So
yeah.
oh well. Yeah, so and going back to like children as well, because not only women have to give up last name, but she gives up her body to create another life, carry it, and give birth.
True.
Like it's flying out. So it's more pressure, and especially a lot of women are not ready to have children. And
No,
when they're pushed, I know a lot of women, well, not that like, I don't know a lot of women, but I know a few that kind of regretting having children right now. Not because they don't love them, they just don't want to spend time with them. They don't want to, they don't want to invest in their children mentally wise. Obviously, like they support them financially a lot, but they were not ready. They were pushed by parents, by society to have kids earlier because that's what's supposed to happen after, I don't know, half a year of marriage. And then they stuck when the baby is like 5. They're just like, oh, cool. So there's no point because women were not ready because your clock is ticking. So, and now, like having kids doesn't mean that will make you happier or happy. So it just doesn't make much sense for me. Like, you have kids when you're ready, when you both of
Yeah,
you are ready.
yeah,
You're
that's what I
happy,
said.
blah blah blah. You don't have kids to, I don't know, save the marriage. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
So
no, because then
mm.
you have to still, it won't save kids.
Okay, that been 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is like oh yeah, my favorite. Let me. Cleavage is very popularized, yet breastfeeding is something frowned upon.
That one's stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you want to look at some titties all day, like people be like, oh, I want to see titties, and the cleavage. But then when you out here feeding your baby, what's the difference? Like, what's the problem? But the thing is, you shouldn't be looking at that either, because a woman's feeding her baby. Like, you shouldn't be a
And a
pervert
woman
about it.
doesn't show her, she shows her breast, not the nipple, because obviously nipple is in the baby's mouth. So
Yeah,
how
and
is that, it's not like she's like opening her vagina as well, like, take it off panties, take it off bra, okay, let me feed my baby. It's not like that. And it's not disgusting, it's nature, literally nature.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is like, that shouldn't be frowned upon. Like, especially breastfeeding your baby, like you're feeding your baby. I know a lot of women usually use like, what's that,
Covers,
like
yeah.
a blanket? Yeah,
Blankets, covers.
that's fine too.
I
But
don't find, like, it scares a little bit me personally, because how does baby breathe? Because it's like same air. So
you gotta look at, you getting too deep into it, because they like cover babies' faces with like the blankets when they're in the strollers and stuff. So you getting too deep in it. But now, I would say that that's becoming less of a thing, because they do have like breastfeeding rooms in certain companies and
nice.
everything like that
Yeah.
too.
Well, I
Cool.
don't think I would be very much open myself, to like feed my baby, like, in the public place, just because, again, it's frowned upon and I don't feel very comfortable to do that. So there's like breastfeeding rooms in like special places are really nice. But again, if a woman make a choice to feed her baby, because if she wouldn't feed it, well, the baby, it will cry and you will be annoyed. So, there's like, it's like close circle.
Yeah.
So weird. Okay, next one is my favorite one. Like, I don't know when, like, those like double standards are mostly about like babies and getting married, but it just like more, because otherwise it's not like, other terms are like more like shaming in general, but like in terms of double standards, I think this one is good. Like, good fathers are praised as holy gods, where women are kind of there doing the same job and even more, have this like image of ultimate caregivers,